So what's the makeup on this CD? How many are they all originals by you and co-writers?
10 originals, 5 of which I co-wrote with Jim. And then 2 covers. We did the 2 in Mississippi. It was Jim Lee Blues by Charlie Patton.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm in Love with You by Junior Kimbrough.
Oh, okay. So you did go back to a hill country
we did,
with Junior. And Charlie Patton. How many young men and young women get into Charlie Patton? What is
I got into that when I first started learning how to play, blues music. I mean, I got into, of course, like we talked about in the biography, I got to Stevie Ray Vaughan, then went back. Who influenced him? Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, then went back from there, and worked my way into the Delta blues, and Charlie Patton, granddaddy of it all.
Yeah. Well, that's great. What's the life cycle of your songs? In other words, right now you're out playing your new stuff.
Yeah.
Are you working on new material for the next record while you're doing these songs?
It kind of, as far as when I start writing.
Yeah.
It kind of ebbs and flows. I need a better process because I don't have a set one yet. I think after I make record 5 and 6, it'll be like, I'm like, oh, this is my cycle.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny. The other day we were just on the road, and it's like we just started playing these songs live because the record comes out in like a month.
Right.
All of a sudden I start getting new melodies kind of popping up in my head, and little words and phrases and stuff.
So that's like for the next one.
It's like all of a sudden the cycle starts over, and I can start spitting out songs. But a month ago, you could ask me, write something, I'd be like, oh,
yeah, right.
I can't.
Yeah. It's like when you're on the road and you're immersed in this environment, the ideas come. Yeah. What, as you look back on your catalog of other music, are those songs now sort of in the past? What's the, when do some of them cycle back into a Samantha Fish show?
Right now, it's all very new record heavy.
Yes,
but we have a lot of material from Black One Howlin' and even Runaway.
Yeah.
And people still request those songs.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because they're still new to some people. Some people are just now discovering us. Or, the songs are really only a couple years old, but I played them every night for like 2 years.
Yeah.
We play a lot. So for me, it feels like ancient. Like,
I know.
Why do you guys want to hear this anymore? It's done.
And we can't connect to the new stuff because we haven't listened to it in that place where you go, oh, this song, it reminds me so much of this experience, whatever.
Yeah.
We haven't had those experiences yet.
Yeah. But, we're all doing it together. And especially these shows, the last couple weeks we've been on the East Coast, it's kind of fun because everything is so new.
Yeah.
And we're really focusing on making a new show. I like to do that when I come back to a place. I always get frustrated when I see artists come through and I go and I'll see them again like in 2 years and it's the exact same show. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
even just a couple songs. So we're always trying to, shake it up and, throw something new in, even if we're in the middle of our, not recording anything, we don't have anything new to offer. It's like throwing a couple new covers or something
That's
fun,
great. Sure.
just to mix it up. So it's kind of exciting. It's exciting for me because I'm like, this is all new for all these people. It's just a shake the etch sketch moment, new show.
Yeah. Shake
it's
the
fun.
etch sketch moment. I like that.
It is. It's kind of nice because you get to through recordings and writing. I feel like it's an opportunity to reinvent yourself. And for me, that's so fresh because like I said, we do this 200 shows a year, like night after night.
Yeah.
I still love those songs.
Yeah.
That we used to do, but I'm happy to be playing new stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the growth of an artist. Is to want to move ahead and find a new challenge in new material versus, again, playing the same show for decades.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of artists out there, I think, who fall into that trap. And
it's easy to do. I mean, I find myself sometimes, like at the end of this last cycle, I was, we were just like, okay, we're kind of playing the same set list. Granted, we're going to different towns and everything, but even still, I was like, oh, I want it to be fresh again.
Yeah. That's great.
Because it's hard. When it's new, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Nothing, the solos aren't figured out.
That's right.
It's like you're still finding your way, and then there's this magic moment somewhere, 6 months in where it's like, I just figured out what I'm going to play on this song forever.
Right.
It's really cool. It's kind of cool.
So some of these songs, then, you're almost creating the arrangements right now as you're testing. Well, they're not set in stone. Well, in other words, you're solo or
the beautiful thing about this last record that we did, Luther and I are, he really was wanting to focus on, let's give you something you can play live. That's true to a live show.
Oh, nice.
And I think that's great because, you know, in the past I've recorded songs that, like, they sound beautiful on the record, and then it's hard to translate it live with a trio. You know, I just don't have enough guitars or pieces here and there. So, I mean, we always try to make it work, but in my mind, I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm missing that one little thing. And this, you know, we had, of course, you know, a few different instrumentation ideas, but pretty much everything can be true to the record.
Can be worked out with a trio.
You know, so solos, I'm still, you know, I'm kind of playing with those. I mean, we had some great solos on the record that I'm trying to remember and phrase back to, you know. I have to keep listening to my own stuff, which is so annoying.
So as you're out promoting these new songs, are you still practicing like each night to find the solo that you did in the studio? Is that something that's in a young in a player's bag? Yeah,
you know, I try to practice as much as possible. We don't do it every. You know, I can't do it every night. But I wish I could. But then some of it is like, I want to find something new to play. I want to have something kind of fresh. And, you know, it'll bring a whole other energy to it. So, you know, I will figure it out. It's kind of, it's that, you know, we'll figure it out.
I think what's amazing about, well, any band, but certainly a band leader, is you're not only up there singing the songs, playing your instrument, but you can hear what else is going on behind you. You know if a bass player is lagging behind, or if a keyboard, when you have a keyboard in your configuration, has just played some amazing riff. So your ears are so big up there. That to me is.
Well, you got to, man. I mean, you want to hear it as a whole. And sometimes I find, you know, I find myself guilty of not being able to hear it as it comes across, you know. So that's why it's awesome that we have stuff like Don Odell's, you know, happen. I can go back and be like, oh, so that's really what happened.
Oh,
you know? And, you know, it's like game day.
Do you find sometimes by listening to what's going on in the rest of the band, it sort of takes you out of your focus and what you're...
Sometimes, you know, I'm really, when I'm up there singing, I try to remember why I wrote the song. You know, because I feel like, you know, you're really trying to communicate the song to the audience. You know, it's not my job to communicate the drum fill. You know, I can come back and listen to it, and if there's something, there's rarely anything out of whack with a go-go. Right. But you know, my job is to make sure that the audience understands the song and feels the song, and you know, so I try to communicate that to them. I'm not trying to nitpick everything that goes on up there. You know?
As a singer, your guitar playing is great. As a singer, who are you looking up to and trying to emulate when you're up there?
You know, lately I've been really getting into, and I've always liked country music, but there's some, you know, some great country singers out there that, you know, I've been just trying to catch some of them inflections and stuff. You know, I've had some people tell me, you know, like, your voice is more suited towards that, you know, and so, I don't know, I just try to be myself, but I listen to, I mean, when I was coming up, when I first started playing, I mean, as far as female singers, like Sheryl Crow was the first person I ever saw in concert. You know, she's got a crazy vocal style. I mean, I can't even do some of the runs that she does. It's you know, insane. So, you know, I just try to run my skills and work on what I can do.
Right. And I was thinking specifically, too, of a very close friend of yours, Danielle Nicole.
Oh, she's awesome.
I know.
It's Danielle Nicole now, though.
That's right. It's Danielle Nicole. And she just had her baby.
She did?
Yeah. But do you look to her to try to take some lessons in how she gets a song across?
You know, she's a powerful
you guys have performed
performer.
In so many places together.
You know, because, we're Kansas City people. You know, I think when I was coming up, I was influenced by different things. You know, she's like blues, soul, power songstress, and you know, she's gotten. I think her big influence is like Etta James.
Etta James, of course.
And I just grew up kind of listening to different singers, you know. But you know, we jam together, and I see how she's affected audiences, and I think she's incredible what she does, you know. But I try to find myself in it. You know, I'm trying to find myself and go back to my influences, and you know.
Well, you certainly affect audiences in a very positive way, whether it's with your guitar playing or your singing, and I wish you great luck then with this new CD. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Fish, Blues Music Award winner.
Thank
2
you.
years ago?
I think so.
2 years ago, Blues Music Award winner, best debut, and now she's out with her third CD, is that correct?
Yeah.
Third CD, Wild Heart on Roof Records. I'm Art Tipaldi. Enjoy the show.